Hey guys, what's up? It's Charles Friday, and today I am back with another video, and this is my Constellar deck profile for the March 31st ban list. This deck, of course it's not super meta right now, I apologize for that, but it's a deck that was one of the first decks I ever actually built. Of course it was back when I was a lot younger, I didn't have any of the good Constellars, but it was always something, and I thought I would go back to when I got back into the game. So it's very consistent. About as consistent as I feel like Constellar could get, maybe an Upstart Goblin, but other than that, I don't really think there's much more ways you could help that unless we want to run Desires, which I, one, can't afford, and two, don't really think it would help this deck that much. I also won a small, tournament, that was at this gaming event. It wasn't much people, it was like 10 people, so it wasn't that much of an accomplishment, but I thought it was pretty cool, so I thought I'd show you guys the deck. So, main deck first, 40 cards, gotta keep it consistent when I get to your level 4s. I run triple Constellar Pollux. This card is really the card you always want to see in your beginning hand, if not one of the other ones. His effect, during the turn he was normal summoned, you get an extra summon of a Constellar monster. This is helpful for going into any rank 4 or 5 play. You're able to go into rank 5 plays because of Constellar Kaus. Run triple him. This is pretty basic, just like Pollux. His effect, twice per turn, you can raise or lower the level of a Constellar monster. So usually you would normal summon Pollux, normal summon Kaus, make them both level 5 and go into Pallades. But this deck also has versatility with the ability to go into rank 4s and 3s too. So that's one of my favorite things about it too. Then, some people don't run the 3 of these, but I personally think 3 Algeti is necessary. Especially, and you want to be able to, you want to run into this card or Pollux as soon as possible. So the fact that you can run 3 of these and 3 Pollux, essentially 4 Pollux with Rhoda, is really helpful. And, there's never been a time where I drew this and I didn't get its effect off, but of course, it can be Ghost Ogred. I actually don't know if it can be Ghost Ogred. I don't know because it's not activating its effect, but it can be. It can have its effect negated, in which it would not summon the next second monster. So that does suck. Then I run triple Sombre. I think not running triple Sombre is stupid. I've seen some people run 2. I think 3 is really necessary, and here's why. Late game, he can be a 1-card Pallades, 1-card any rank 4, any rank 3 theoretically if you want to, if you have Kaus in your graveyard. But you can normal summon him. Sorry, Zeddy's effect is when she's normal summoned, you can special summon a level 4 Constellar from your hand. But I didn't forget to say that. Sombre's effect, once per turn. I guess I don't even know. This kind of said, yeah, it's basically once per turn. You can banish 1 Constellar monster from your graveyard to add 1 to your hand, and that turn you get an extra normal summon. So 1, you don't even have to normal summon the one you added, and 2nd, it can be really helpful for just getting a 1-card XYZ. That's it for the level 4s for the most part. I run 4 of each of them because they're just that good. Then onto the other Constellar monsters. I run triple Constellar Sheraton. This card I really wish was a spell or just a level 4 would be nice too, because it being a level 3 makes it really hard to really use. But the ability to search is really helpful. And I kind of combat that with a card that I like a lot. Double Constellar Leonis. Or Leonis, or whatever you want to say. Leonis' effect, when Sheridan's normal summon, you get to add a Constellar hand. Leonis, during your main phase, you get an extra normal summon. So that actually is always, not just the turn you summoned, although you rarely summon him and don't use him. And if you don't use him, he rarely stays alive for you to use him next turn. But, it's really good. It doesn't happen that much, but it's really nice when you have both of these to be able to normal summon, get to search, and then also make Hyades and go to M7. So that's why I run them. Yeah. You can tell this is my first deck profile in a long time. And then for the other Constellars, I run 1 Salt or Seat. It has a Cyber Target effect. If your opponent controls a monster and you don't, it's supposed to summon this from your hand, and then you can target 1 Constellar you control or in your grave. This card matches that card's level. It's really helpful. And then I run 1 Acubens. Acubens has an effect that honestly could be anything. It's when this card's normal special summon, all Constellars gain 500 attack. That's not too good. I also wish it said flip summoned, but I run Acumens as opposed to the second Salt, although I might replace him with another Salt or just another Trap or something like that. Acumens is a level 4 that has synergy with the other guys and stuff like that, and sometimes it's nice to get that extra attack, but not really. So if you don't like Acumens as much, I totally would recommend replacing it with another Salt or maybe more back row. That's it, or that's not it for the monsters. That's it for the Constellar monsters. On the other monsters, I run one Honest. You run all lights basically, except for 2 monsters. So Honest is really helpful for that, getting that extra attack. One Photon Thrasher. He's another card that can let you go into first turn, one turn XYZs, and that's really helpful. One Summoner's Monk. I got the super, which still don't know why it's in Fuse Enforcers, but I love it. He's really helpful for just the ability to go into extra or go into XYZs with him, one card, and he also, if you get dead spells in your hand, he can discard them, which is nice. And for the last monster, I won one Brotherhood of Firefist Bear. Synergy with the 10 keys, being able to pop cards and search out 10 key is nice, and sometimes you don't really need to search Kaus. Like, I've had 2 of them in my hand before and a 10 key. Search out Bear, you make your Pleiades next turn, you can just normal summon out Bear and use it to pop a card or search another 10 key, so that's nice. That's it for the monsters. I don't know the amount of monsters, oops. But onto the spells, I run double Constellar Star Cradle. Now, I see why this card, a lot of people don't like it. Basically, its effect reads, target 2 Constellar monsters in your grave, add them to your hand, that turn you cannot enter your battle phase. Now, that does suck, the ability not to enter your battle phase, but at the same time, you can still, if your field gets completely destroyed, you lose all your monsters, something happens, Dark Hole something. Using this card, you can just get your pieces back that you used, and then just make the XYZ again. And that's really helpful, and although you can't use your battle phase, I like this better as opposed to not being able to get anything at all. I think it also just helps with the ability to spam out the board, too. Then I run, of course, triple Fire Formation 10 key. It searches out Kaus, you get that extra 100 attack, which does come in handy sometimes. But it's just a nice card overall, and I'm really glad it didn't get hit by the list, because I needed it for this deck. And also one Rhoda, because it searches out Pollux and Photon Thrasher if necessary. For spell destruction or backward destruction, I run double Mystical Space Typhoon and 1 Twin Twisters. This is because of 2 reasons. 1, I only own 1 Twin Twisters, and 2, I think this is a good mix for this deck. I tried out on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro or Dev Pro, whatever, 2 Twin Twisters and 1 MST. And it becomes a lot of times where you don't really want to discard a card for Twin Twisters, because you say you have like a Pollux and Kaus in hand, and you don't really want to discard one of those because you need them to go into your play next turn. So I like this mix. But having the 1 Twin Twisters is also good in case there's 2 cards you want to get rid of. Then for one-offs, I run 1 Soul Charge. It's always good. 1 Regeki, Field Wipes. 1 Book of Moon. The ability to stop plays is really helpful. Yes, you can do it a lot with like Pleiades. The ability just to pop the first card they summon is really nice. But it's also just a good backup for that. And 1 Enemy Controller. Enemy Controller I like a lot because a lot of times you can get out 3 Constellars. Like you'll normal summon Pollux, You'll normal summon Pollux, then normal summon Algidi, and then you can also supposed to summon Kaus. So go into Pleiades, then you have that 1 left over. Just set an enemy controller, tribute it next turn, take your opponent's monster to like stop their play, or take their monster to help you win the game. So that's it for the spells. I like the spell lineup. If I could change anything, I don't really know what I'd change. If Rhoda to more than 1 would be nice. Onto the traps, this is one thing that I would definitely probably think about changing in this deck, is adding more traps. Because right now all I run is 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Standard Mirror Force, and double Dimensional Prison. Of course, this is because I don't own Quaking Mirror Force or something like that, which I feel like if I did, I would probably replace one of the Dimensional Prisons with Mirror Force. And I'm starting to think that Compulse might be better than Bottomless right now. I'm still kind of debating it. Obviously, I don't own Strike. Obviously, that would be better than both of them. I hate to be a budget player, but I kind of have to be, especially when you're in high school. So, this is the trap lineup that I like. 40-card deck helps be consistent and whatnot, and get to your cards you need faster than later. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had to take a small break to clear out my camera, but I am back, and with the extra deck, and of course, while I was doing that, someone decided to mow their lawn, so I'm sorry if you guys can hear that, I hope you can't. So, of course, the 15-card extra deck, because who wouldn't run a 15-card extra deck? Going from highest rank to lowest rank, I run 2 plot to me M7. M7's effect, basically you plop them on top of any other Constellar XYZ, and if you summon him that way, obviously he's also just 2 level 60s otherwise, but if you summon him that way, you his effect is not that turn, but in the next turn, he can pop cards on your turn to your opponent's hand, or to your hand, also from the graveyard. So unlike Pallades, you can do it from the graveyard too. So if you need to get something back to your hand, you can, which can be really helpful sometimes. But it's only monsters. I'm 95% positive. Yeah, it's only monsters. Then, of course, triple Pallades. This is all I run for rank 5s. I'm super debating taking out one of the rank 4s and replacing it with a 5, but I'm not sure yet. Like Volcanosaurus or like Shark Fortress or something, but right now, I'm like in the triple Pallades. During either player's turn, once per turn, you can target a card in the field and return it to the hand. Which is really helpful for going first. Stopping your opponent's plays is really nice. Then for rank 4s, I run double Constellar Prospe. Basically, if a Constellar is battling, it gains 1,000 attack. And double Constellar Omega. Basically, once per turn, I think it's during a player's turn, yes. During a player's turn, you can make all your Constellars immune to spells and traps, which is really helpful for attacking over back row. That's it for the Constellar rank 4 XYZs. I used to run 3 of both, then I realized that it's really not that helpful, because you don't go into them that much. Then for the generic rank 4s, I run 1 Silent Honorarch, 1 Castell, 1 Utopia, and 1 Maestroke. I'm probably going to, I'm ordering a Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, as well as a few others, like Gorgon. So I'm going to debate and see how they work in the deck. And of course, I do want to get Utopia Lightning, but he's quite expensive right now, so I don't know about that. But right now, this is the lineup that I'm liking for rank 4s. Oftentimes, you don't need to go into any of these, but sometimes their effects are more helpful than Omega and Prospe. Like if you want to get rid of problem cards or have some defense. And then for rank 3s, because you can go into them, I run 1 Hyades. Usually, if you're going into a rank 3, you will normal Lanus, normal Sheraton, search off something like Pollux, overlay into Hyades, maybe activates the effect, but you probably won't need to, and then go into plot to M7, which gives you a pretty easy M7 who has a good attack, and you can attack next turn. So that's pretty good for him. And then I run 1 Zen Mains, just because sometimes you have a very established board, and you get the ability to make a rank 3, and you just kind of want to make something like for defense, just in case for some reason you need to, in case your board gets wiped or something, you have a card as backup. So yeah, that is my Constellar deck. This deck's really fun. If you guys have any suggestions for how I can make this deck better, I would love to hear them. That is for every deck profile, or really any video I make, to be honest. I just love to see how I can get better, especially in this game, because there's a lot of choices in this deck that I'm sure could be better, and if you guys have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them down in the comments below. And of course, this is all up for, just use this as a guide for your deck, because obviously you could copy this directly, that'd be cool, but at the same time, make changes, find out what you want, what you think's good, and tell me down in the comments below, too. I would love to hear that. But again, if you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this or anything else, make sure you subscribe, because I'll be pretty gosh darn diddly awesome, and I'll make sure to see you guys later. Goodbye.